you're not going to outwork your unconscious programming. No matter how hard you try, you may keep falling back into the same old patterns. You set goals, push yourself, you hustle, you grind, but something always pulls you back. What if the problem isn't effort, but the unconscious programming running the show underneath? So what if instead of trying to outwork it, you could rewire it for good? So my name is Alex Morgan, and I help you align your actions, your beliefs, your dreams, and your thinking so that you can have success. And success is here, and you might as well be ready for it. One of the easiest ways to be ready for it is to think that you're not going to outwork your programming. You're going to rewire it, because the more effort you put in your mind, the less effort you have to put in the physical. So you can't actually outwork your unconscious programming. However, you can reprogramming it. So in order to see why you want to know about this, you need to see why you even have this unconscious programming. So this unconscious programming was actually formed through childhood experiences, your environment, and repeated patterns. It's something that is happening automatically. In fact, about 95 to 99% of the stuff we do, it is automatic. And this is actually shaping what you learn, your behaviors, your thoughts, your emotions, the suggestions you give yourself, your focus, and your reality. So underneath your conscious awareness, which is happening right in this moment, so even if you're listening to this video, you're thinking, okay, I'm listening to this, I'm hearing different things, I'm seeing what's going on. However, what you're filtering that with and what's influencing you is your unconscious programming. So this is how important your programming is, because it's all operating unconscious, and it's essentially having you do things all day long based off of these programs. So if you have a bad program, you have something like doubt that's pulling out a program of belief. A belief, you're adding a program because you think you can do something, or you want something, or you deserve it, or you have everything that you want, all the things, all the experiences. If you have doubt, you're pulling those out. You're deleting them. You no longer have access to them. In fact, you were born with all of these. So sheer effort, outworking, doesn't work. You have to put the effort in your mind. Because think about it. What if you have a conscious goal? You set goals with the conscious mind, and your unconscious mind achieves them. So if you have a conscious goal to make a certain amount of revenue or profit this month, or to double your income, or to make 40% more money this month, if your unconscious mind doesn't think that it's going to get that for you, and it has beliefs that go against that conscious goal, chances are outworking it and doing things like that are not going to work, because you still won't believe it. So it's not going to happen for you. So outworking it is going to be very difficult, and all that's going to do is lead to willpower that's limited. And I've made some other videos on willpower, so I'll go ahead and put those up right here. Also, your unconscious habits, those are going to keep going because they've been embedded for so long. So you need to find a way to rewire them. And when you have things like self-sabotage, when you have things like doubts, worries, fears, anxieties, you have any resistance, this is from your deeper program. This is not because you're lacking effort. Even if you were to try, you may get further on your goal. However, it's going to seem like such hard work. If you have new programs, it's going to seem easier because you're not deleting those beliefs anymore. When you're actually believing in yourself, those beliefs are there, and they're there to guide you. So in order to outwork your programming, you actually need to program it. Now, why do I say outwork? Because if you think about it, if you set a goal to make $5,000 more per month, right? You probably find a way, okay, I can just work harder, I can do more hours, I can do this. However, what if you set a goal of making an extra $200,000 per month? You probably couldn't just spend more time and effort doing something. You would have to rewire your mind. You would have to have new programs. You would have to gain access to resources that you hadn't considered before, different people, a different way of looking at time, of energy, of resources. So this is why outworking doesn't actually do anything, because the smaller the goals, the more work you're going to put in. The bigger the goals, this kind of tells you, look, you're in the corner now. You want to achieve this? You want to go up new levels? Then you're going to have to reprogram your mind. So in order to recognize the programming, you need to have awareness. What's a thought that keeps coming up? What's a pattern that keeps coming up? What's a limiting belief or negative emotion that you keep noticing it? Pay attention to these automatic thoughts and emotional reactions that you have. Write them down and get feedback from someone or get feedback to yourself. So once you recognize the program, you can ask yourself, what can I learn from this? This will have your mind start to think in new things. So make the learnings about yourself in the present moment and have them be positive. So let's say you have a belief of I'm not good enough. Maybe your learnings are I'm confident, I'm capable, I have the resources I need to succeed. I know I can achieve more. So things like this. So in order to start recognizing the programming, you also need to start reprogramming as well. The second part of this is you really need to process those emotions. You need to release the old patterns. So you need to address those past experiences that shaped limiting beliefs. A lot of times our limiting beliefs, they're not our fault. We got them through someone else. Someone else may have said something when we were a small child, and we took that on as a belief. Maybe we were somewhere and we heard an argument and both people were saying, no, I can't do this, I can't do that. And we started to take on this belief for whatever reason. So you can ask yourself, when did I decide to create this? So you know what's the cause of this belief. You accept this programming that you have, and you know now it's your responsibility, meaning you have an ability to respond, to get rid of it. And then you ask yourself, what can I learn from this? And then what do I want to do instead? And so the more you do this, the more you ask yourself questions. The unconscious mind, it needs repetition for a habit to be installed. So this is going to help you when you think about what do I want to feel instead, what do I want to do instead. This is going to give you new beliefs. This is going to give you new habits. So you're going to install new programs in your mind. And now you're naturally and automatically going to outwork who you were before because you have new programs. I remember before I got into hypnosis, NLP, personal development, writing books, all these things, I was bankrupt. I was always thinking about how much money do I have? How much money am I going to have like in 6 months? What am I going to do? I was worrying about it. I was worrying about money for no reason. I had fears and anxieties about things. And so I went to a training. I asked myself these questions. I worked on my negative emotions. I got rid of a lot of limiting beliefs. Yes, things come up here and there, but I work on them right there. I don't let them linger. I ask myself these questions. These are great questions to resolve anything. The other day I was walking around and I asked myself these questions. I don't even remember what I was resolving. So that means I probably resolved it, didn't I? So the more you consistently practice these new behaviors, these questions, this new thinking, it becomes automatic. And if you really want to rewire your mind and never have to outwork anything, surround yourself with these beliefs in your mind. So you have automatic habits in your mind that equal success, that equal your ideal future, that equal predictable results. And surround yourself in your ideal environment with people that have this same thinking, that want to push you. I just met last night with a group of coaches, and we all discussed different things and experiences that we want to have. And not only that, we started to talk about what kind of led to this, what kind of journey we are on. And we noticed that a lot of the things and experiences is if we had something like self-love, then these things would be so easy to achieve. And it's much easier to achieve that when you're meeting with a group, even though it was only an hour. I felt so much energy of this that I know that I can easily now achieve it. And I'm already noticing that I'm achieving things on my list. And I'm not working any harder. I'm just putting that work, I'm putting that effort into my unconscious programming, and I'm letting that operate automatically and naturally. So true change happens at the unconscious level. When you have the awareness, when you're willing to process your emotions, those limiting beliefs, and ask yourself those questions, and install this with repetition, asking those questions, knowing what you want to do instead, and be willing to align your mind and your environment with the right people, you're going to see really wonderful things, aren't you? So definitely share this with someone who will benefit. If you haven't already, go ahead and like the audio and subscribe to the channel, because I want you to be able to outwork your own mind, so your mind changes all the time, automatically and naturally. And people are going to be asking you, what changed? What's going on? And you can tell them what you're doing. Thanks to everyone who's been subscribing lately. It really helps me keep creating content every single day. So go ahead and comment below what's a new program that you would like to have in your mind that's going to allow you to outwork your old programming. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope to see you on the next video or the next audio.